Alright, set 17 once again, this time with some Alphard support and some new unit reveals because these unit reveals are pretty awesome, so let's begin. So first up, we started with Drag Raider Raskin, which is great too, it's power on the skill list. Auto when discard from hand during your turn, you may put this as soul. A lot more discard fodder these days. But anyway, second skill. Auto drop, when you're at least grade 3 Vanguard Alphard is being attacked, costs bind a copy of this, and that unit gets with 10k power into the end of battle, but you cannot bind another copy of this card's name for the rest of the turn. So hard once per turn, 10k shield from the drop zone. A lot of cards are doing this nowadays, but kind of weird that the first skill kind of contradicts the second skill, because first skill makes it go to soul, second skill gives it the drop zone skill. But it can be useful, I'm not gonna lie, but you have better options than this. And then we go to Torino's Scale Dragon, which is grade 1, keep on the skill is same thing just like the other one. Auto when discard from hand during your turn, you can put this to soul, with a pretty useful second skill where auto, when this card boosts at least a grade 3 Vanguard Alphard, you can have it get drive +1 into the end of battle. But at the end of battle, if you did this, you put this soul. So basically it's a Vanguard booster that is also a discard fodder for some extra soul if you need it, which could be pretty nice, but giving you extra drive checks and also putting soul is also pretty nice, and extra drive checks really help out with the pressure of the deck. Especially when you're doing the Phantom skill, 4 drive checks with a guard restrict can be pretty nasty as long as you don't get sanctitude by it. And every other turn, you could at least do a triple drive to add some pressure for your Vanguard. So I do say this one is worth running. And then to our last card, Drag Raider Biosync, which is a grade 2 with taking power on the skill list. Auto, when placed on rearguard, you may reveal at least a grade 3 Thunder Dragon from a right deck, and if either that or your Vanguard is a grade 3 Thunder Dragon, cost Counterblast 1 and perform one of the following. Draw a card, or if it's not in the battle phase this turn, choose a card that is grade less than or equal to your Vanguard that is either a Fantôme or Thunder Dragon and call it to rearguard. Already pretty good and pretty generic for Thunder Dragon decks. Even though there's not too many, since right now the only ones I could really think of besides Alphard is Vermilion and Brawlers. But it's just nice that those decks now have access to extra draw power or just recovery. With the second skill where auto rearguard when this card attacks, if your Vanguard is at least grade 3, perform one of the following. This unit gets plus 5k power until the end of the battle, or if your Vanguard is a grade 3 Alphard, this card gets plus 3k power for every card in your damage zone. So for the most part, it's basically generic to any Thunder Dragon deck or Phantom deck, with the access of letting you draw or even just superior calling, although it still has to be Thunder Dragon or Phantoms. And essentially it's a beater on its own, but if you're playing it in Alphard, it's an even bigger beater. Honestly, I was not expecting a support like this, especially to expand towards other Thunder Dragon decks, but I definitely like this card. And then finally, Stride Deckset reveals, this time for the premium edition, with Ariel Divine Knight being revealed, along with Dreaming Spinning Renoculus, which I really hope that these are not going to be second strides, but considering that they're in the cover in the premium versions, I'm just going to safely say that they are going to be the second stride or the finisher stride for the Stride deck sets, just so they could actually later on release the cross strides with Gear Groovy later on, maybe for another celebration. But originally they were finishers anyway, so I could still take it as second stride. But not only that, set 17 also has more Fantome units being revealed, this time with Ominagruzio Fantome as a brand gate and Levidras as a cater. And once again, these are what if Fantome units, and I have to say the cater one is kind of fitting considering that Kuon turned into a nerd and essentially is playing more Oracle-like theme, which I am kind of hoping that it will be. And also it's kind of fitting that he and Suo and Fantome universe are both cater. But Ominagruzio I was not expecting at all, especially as a brand gate. But it does make me wonder, is this going to evolve into the next form of Ominagruzio as well, since the original playstyle revolves around playing with Mask. And the name Malefic kind of reminds me of the idea of having Malefic armor, so I wonder if they're going to do something like that. Although one thing I am a little disappointed on is that they didn't reveal the original form of Alphard before he turned into Dragon Empire Fantome. In fact, we saw Ryuga play Brandgate, so it would have been funny if they actually showed that as the Brandgate ride line here. And speaking of Ominagruzio, next week that is going to be the ride line. And so that's it for the new Alphard support along with the new Fantome units with the Stride Deckset final boss units. What do you guys think of it? I mean, the boss units I'm definitely excited for. Levidras was definitely kind of hoped for, even though like the character got mentioned and even shown but never actually played. In fact, I was kind of hoping that they make a what if Mythich unit instead of a Fantome unit when it came to Kuon. And Stride Decksets was just kind of expected. As for the support stuff, like I said, it is just support for Alphard along with Thunder Dragon. The Alphard card for extra drive check is pretty nice, but the Thunder Dragon Alphard support, that one's actually pretty good, especially when you're playing it with other Thunder Dragon related decks or Phantoms. But on that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.